Today is the Social Justice Sunday. And oftentimes we ask ourselves, how do we know the will of God? And that is what St. Paul said today. So that you will know the will of God, what is good, what is acceptable, and what is perfect. As Christians, we are called to discipleship. And as disciples, we are going to do that all through our lives, to give ourselves in service to others, and that is the definition of love. I wanted to read the statement from whoever composed that, but a statement of Social Justice Sunday, but I can summarize it, okay? Now, each of us comes to life with a gift from God. So we are a gift to each other. Mental well-being becomes our priority in the society today because a lot of people are suffering, not because they want to suffer, and no one wants to see the other person suffering unless the person is a sadist. And I know no one here is a sadist. But how do we support each other? Someone wrote a book in the past, and then he said that in each and every one of us, there is an atom, don't be offended, there is an atom of madness. And you'll be like, what is this person talking about? There is an atom of madness in each and every one of us. There is an atom of mental ill health in each and every one of us. So how do we support ourselves? When you feel that you have it all and you are the one to give, remember someone has something to offer to you. You don't have it all. Let's just take, for instance, when you are really angry. Have you been angry before? And you walk up and down. Something is wrong because you're not normal again. There is something showcasing itself in you, and you need a kind of help, like people who are going through mental problems. How do we support them? How do we encourage them? How do we support those who work with them? I had a visit the other day, and then I was talking with someone. People see him as a mad person. But that was my first time of having a full conversation. And I'm to tell you, he is one of the most brilliant person I've ever seen in Australia. He has a mental problem, but he is one of the most brilliant person I've ever encountered and spoken with in Australia. He has a lot of ideas. You may be going this way, he is going this way, but it doesn't mean that he's not coming out there. Before you come out from this way, he's already there. He waits for you and tells you, we need not to go the same direction to arrive at a place. Such person has a lot to contribute to our society. So, but how do we support them? Do we see them? Oh, they are nobody. If I begin to look at someone as nobody, it means that myself, looking at that person as nobody, I am nobody, I also. Until we accept that we are nobody, and we begin to withdraw a bit, and then begin to work together as a community, we wouldn't achieve the purpose for which God created us, and that is for mental health and mental issues. Today, Jesus, after Peter's profession of faith, you are Christ, the Son of the living God, and Christ turned around and told Peter, this was not revealed to you by blood and flesh, but by my Father. And then I'm giving you the key. And Peter was happy too. And all of us rejoiced. And today, Jesus is trying to tell Peter, you are my follower. You've known who I am. God has revealed to you my person. So, the person you know as a Christ is going to go to Jerusalem to suffer and to be killed. Huh? What did you say? No, I didn't hear you well. Come, please. Heaven preserve you. This is not going to happen to you. How can you die? How can you just die? You can't die. Because in you, we see the fulfillment of this promise given to Israel. How can you just die? And Jesus looked at him and was like, oh, Peter, poor man. You think like human beings, but not like God. My destiny is to die and grant salvation to people. And then, if you want to be my follower, God doesn't necessarily give us or promise us a journey that is free of turbulence. No. Doesn't work that way. Otherwise, we will feel that we are deceived. And Jesus decided to make it clear to his disciples, if you want to be my follower, you must lose something in order to gain something. Take up your cross, follow me, okay? If you gain the whole world, you will lose your soul. And St. Paul is today telling us, do not model your life according to the behavior of this world, but let your mind be renewed. How do we renew our mind? It is in this renewal of the mind, of mind, that we'll be able to know the will of God. Now, there is one thing I always point out about our generation. We complain a lot. We tend to speak a lot. People will listen to what we are saying. Yes. And we blame a lot. We shift blame. It is your fault. It is your fault. It is not my fault. And then it is your fault. And then everyone comes on board to say the same thing. Do we have a solution? Can anyone provide a solution? Rather than, it is your fault. It is your fault. It is your fault. That is the behavior of our generation. But Paul is telling us today, we shouldn't behave that way. That is not the way of God. There is no solution in blaming. After blaming, what happens next? Nothing. How do we provide a solution? It is for us to be humble enough. Yes, we can speak. We can defend the right of this person and defend the right of this person. Do we do that because we want to be recognized, or do we do that because we feel that people need to be helped? If I say people need to be helped, what help do I offer? Is it just to say it? I think it is time for us to put into practice what we preach, to show more action than saying too many words. And someone said, what you say or what you do wouldn't allow me to hear what you are saying, but because what you are doing is contrary to what you're saying. So I'm looking at what you are doing. Most of the times, what we do will be a barrier and blockage for people to hear what we are saying. So let's put into practice what we've learned so far. Let our mind be renewed. Let the Word of God find its place in our hearts. Let the Word of God remold us, reformat us. You know, when you buy a phone and you've used your phone, and if you want your phone to be as original as it came, what you do is to press the button, factory setting. and it will reformat. So let us press the button of factory setting, how God made us, and press that button, and then we will be remolded into God's pattern. And that is the only time that we know what the will of God is for our world. Peace be with you.